Hi there, my name is Victoria Bowler, and today I am doing a really quick walkthrough of how to set up a Seesaw activity if you're in a situation where you want to teach general music virtually, or if you want to use the Seesaw app in your regular classroom, like for a centers activity or an assessment or something like that. So let's jump in. This is the Seesaw landing page, and I'm going to click I'm a teacher, and I'm going to set this up as if it were my very first time. So I'll just click Teacher Sign In with Google and go to my main email. So now we're ready to create a class. We're going to go to the top left-hand side and click Create New Class. And we can either use previously set up Google accounts, but for today, we are just going to pick a grade level. For us, we will just do first grade, even though as music teachers, we see a lot of grade levels. And then we're going to name our class. We'll call this Miss Bowler's music class. So now we are all set up. In the top right-hand corner, you're going to see a green arrow that says Add, and that's where we're going to add our first activity. So with that green arrow clicked, we're going to click Assign Activity. And this takes us to the activity library. We don't have anything set up, so let's create our new activity. We'll click the plus sign on the left-hand side, and we get to give this an activity name. This activity is going to be Rhythmic Building Blocks for the song Rocky Mountain. The instructions for this activity are going to be for students to rearrange the rhythmic building blocks to create their own rhythms. So we'll say to create your own rhythmic pattern. When you have an order you like, submit an audio recording of your rhythm. If you want to add some audio examples of you reading through the instructions, that can be really helpful as well, especially when we're dealing with young learners. So you would click the microphone button and add voice recording of those instructions. We're going to go down here to add multimedia instructions or example. So I'll click that plus sign. And this takes me to several different options. I can upload a lot of things to Seesaw, but for this activity, I want to upload something from a computer file. So I will click Upload here, and then I can select from Google Drive, or I can select from my computer, and that's what I'm going to do. I want to create a background image. So I'm going to choose this Rocky Mountain image and click the green check mark in the top right-hand side. And now we have this background image, but that's not all I want to do because now I need to add the rhythmic building blocks. So I'm going to go to the camera icon on the left-hand side, and instead of taking a photo with my computer, I am going to upload a photo, again from my files on my computer. So I'll grab these and open them up. So there they are. These are all rhythmic building blocks that now students can move around. They can add them wherever they want. So I'm just going to put them right here, and I can resize them to make them fit the blocks a little bit better. And we won't be too precise with this. So now when students look at the instructions for this activity, they will be able to see this template that we've set up. That is certainly where you could end it for the template part of this activity, but I want to go over here and add an example of what it will sound like when I have completed this activity. So let's say that this is my pattern that I want to do. I'm going to click the microphone on the left-hand side, and I'm going to record an audio of me speaking this pattern. Andes Mountain, Mount Everest, Himalayan Mountains, Alps. When we're done here, we'll click the check mark at the top of the screen. And now that has added to the example that students will see when they go to upload their own. Now, that would be something like what we would put on the board of the classroom, but we also want to do something the equivalent of handing the student the worksheets. So that's where we're going to add the template for student responses. That's at the bottom. We're going to go through the exact same process as before. So we will click upload, and now we need our background image. So we will go grab that and upload that at the top right hand. And then we're going to go back to the camera on the left hand side. We'll choose upload and snag, whoops, not those, and snag all of the images that we want to use here. Same as before, we will rearrange them. And then we will be good to go. So we'll go to the check mark at the top right hand side, and we are ready to rock. So now we have the activity name, we have the student directions, we have the example with the audio recording, and we have a template for students to use. So we'll click save at the bottom right hand side. And now we can go to the right hand side about halfway down the screen and click these 3 dots. And at the bottom of that drop-down menu, you can click Share Activity. So if you have other teachers that you want to share this activity with, this is where you can do that. So you could share it to social media, or what I normally do is just copy the activity link. So now we want to assign it to our class so that students can see it. We'll click Assign. We're going to assign it to Mrs. Bowler's music class and click Assign to Class. And we can click this at the bottom, Mrs. Bowler's music class, to go see the activity. And this is what the students would see. We can add a sample response if we want to kind of test this out. So we will go to Add Response in the green button. And we are going to pretend that we are the sample student right there. And then as the sample student, we can move this around and see exactly what the students will see on their end. If students are having any trouble at all, they will click up here at View Instructions, and then that is where they see the instructions again that you have set up before. We're going to click the check mark up here, and now we have our student response. Okay, there it is. That's a very quick tutorial on how to set up your very first Seesaw activities. If you use any of these ideas, I'd love to hear from you. You can find me on Instagram. I am @Victoria Bowler, or you can shoot me an email, victoria@victoriabowler.com. Thanks so much.